got to get myself together, get a firm grip on my mind, to prevent it from splitting apart again. At least for the next 12 hours, anyway. Five hours earlier, a piece of my mind got away from me for a while, and I nearly put a bullet in my head, right where the gap had opened up. That's twice now I've not pulled the trigger. All I have to do now today is to get through this meeting with my employers and then present my final report. I can do this. That's what I told myself when I started the job 9 months ago. 1 week into it though, I realized to my horror that nothing made sense. This won't work. General confusion reigned supreme. I was told by my employers that I was the only relevant candidate who could start straight away. If only I'd have been busy. The plans that I inherited were completely crazy. Fuck! Occasionally I'd work out of my office, but most of the time I was away from home, attending important meetings in Europe, living out of a series of soul-destroying hotel rooms. For work, I created the illusion that I was functional. No one ever suspected that I was steadily losing my sanity. Outside of my role, I was coming apart rapidly. The bleakness of the job soon began to test my faith in God. So I began to block out my negative thoughts with blessings from my Holy Trinity: cocaine, speed, and alcohol. My appetite for food became suppressed, and my physical appearance soon mirrored my state of mind. I wasted away to a shadow of my former self. I lost 30 pounds of weight in 6 months. In the never-ending cycle of hotel rooms is where my debauchery took place. I got to know all the local dealers wherever I went.
Fuck, 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 fuck.
I couldn't sleep much anymore in the evenings. When I did pass out into unconsciousness, I would have a recurring dream. I would walk down a long, unfamiliar tunnel where I would eventually catch up with a nameless politician. I would then always wake up screaming. Then there was the LSD. Having never had it before, I took 1,000 micrograms of it in one night. My sanity dropped off the radar, and something broke inside of me. I tried to keep myself straight in front of my family, but on one of the rare days I was home, my wife had no option but to completely disconnect her and the children from me. She walked in on me in the living room, where I was sat holding a carving knife, which I had just used to slice open my chest. Fortunately, the kids were at school. At the time, I thought I was expressing my undying love for her. So no family, no home now. God, I miss them. It was just after that I put a gun to my head for the first time. After not pulling the trigger, I decided to get a grip on myself, get clean. That's when I booked him for an appointment with my psychiatrist. After 30 minutes of listening to me, she prescribed 2 separate types of antipsychotic medication and some antidepressants. So, after 2 weeks on my meds, I had swapped drugs, alcohol and starvation for a waking disconnection to my emotions, a compulsion to eat all the time, and constipation. I was stable now, but numb. It soon became apparent that my predecessor, Dr. Oliver Walker, had lost his mind. Just like it had become apparent to Walker that his predecessor, Sir Charles Conrad, had lost his mind too in the role. Sir Charles was the first one to take on my position in April 2017. An affluent family man, he was a very dependable sort of chap. Ex-chairman of an international bank and former captain of industry. He was the obvious choice to take on the work and to see it through to its conclusion in 2 years' time. Sir Charles started to lose his mind pretty soon, and by September 2017, he had gone completely insane. He was then covertly and quietly removed from the role, just 6 months after he had started. Then he disappeared. There was a rumour that a journalist had tracked him down, living on his own in a tent, somewhere in the southern French countryside. The journalist promptly vanished. I guess Sir Charles didn't want to talk about his recent experience. In October 2017, Dr. Oliver Walker was rushed in to replace Sir Charles at short notice. Dr. Walker was a leading economist and a truly great academic mind of our times. But he soon found himself losing his mind in the role. Not long after he had submitted his third monthly report to my employers, his frustration with them became palpable.
How many more fucking times have I got to tell you? What is going on in that stupid fucking head of yours? I told you 3 fucking times already and still you don't get it.
Eventually, he was overcome with suicidal thoughts. And then one evening in late February 2018, he killed himself in front of his family.
I've had enough of it. This is it now.
He'd barely lasted 5 months in the job. At the time, my employers brushed Walker's death under the carpet, and the truth never came out in the media till much later. So going back to today, why did I put a gun again to my head? Simple. Typing up my last recommendation report on Brexit for my employers got too much for me earlier. Especially after I found 4 grams of cocaine, which I'd hidden in one of my bags months earlier. It's not easy being head of the government's department for leaving Europe. My pride and reputation are the only 2 things that have got me here so far. And they're both why I've never pulled the trigger.